Oh, it doesn't matter. There's nobody waiting. And there, that's better, sort of. Doesn't really work. Okay. Hmm? No new friends. I'm just trying to clean my lens. Okay. Good morning. Today we're going to be doing some core work, everybody's favorite. So you're going to want to grab pillows, a couple pillows and a blanket, and what else? That's probably it, just a blanket and a few pillows. So we're going to actually get started on our bellies, on our stomach. You're going to take your elbows out wide, stack your palms on top of each other, and rest your forehead on your the tops of your hands like this. So, okay. So we'll start on our stomachs. Water out. Hi, honey. Hi. Hello. Hi. You're so sweet. You're so sweet. Okay, so we're gonna get started on our stomachs again. Take your elbows out wide with your look at honey, Ellen. Oh my goodness. With your elbows out wide, hands stacked on top of each other, and resting your forehead on the mat, or on top of your hands. And we're just gonna allow ourselves to sink really heavily into the mat and let gravity just do its work, allowing our forehead to sink into our hands, the front hip bones sinking further into the mat, tops of the feet, the knees, the thighs. And we'll start to lengthen the breath, taking deeper breaths through the nose, in and out. A lot of us do not like to work on strengthening our core because, let's be honest, it sucks. But it is actually one of the most important muscle groups in the body to be able to get strong. For several reasons. One is it helps keep in proper posture and form. So when we're standing upright, it allows us to stand straight and tall without compromising any parts of our body if we were in a slouched or poor posture. It also allows us to be stable on our feet, and when we are seated, it prevents low back pain. It prevents a lot of compensation in the body. So if you have a weaker core, we tend to sink further into our joints, putting a lot more pressure in our knees and our hips, our shoulders, because we don't have the muscles and the strength to engage the whole body and support us from the center. So they're extremely important to have strong. And if you have a stronger core, you start to notice that a lot of things in life just become a little bit easier. Could be from working in your yard or sitting at your desk for a long period of time. In general, in your workouts, when you're running, if you're walking, things become a little bit easier when you have the stability and support in your core. Continue to breathe deeply in and out through the nose. Finding a little bit of calm and a little bit of peace on this Saturday morning. Not worrying about anything that you have going on today or tomorrow, just being present and bringing your awareness to your body and your mind and your breath on the mat this morning. Take one more deep breath here through the nose and breath out. Release the forehead off of your hands. Take your left arm and place it straight out next to you to the left. So let me angle this so you can see better. Okay, that's better. So we're going to take our left arm and place it straight out next to us. Take your right palm and place it next to your rib cage. And we're going to start to roll onto that left shoulder, roll onto our left hip so that we can open up that left shoulder. So palm is facing down. We're on our left side. We're on our left shoulder. If you'd like to bend the right knee and place the sole of your right foot behind your left knee to support you. And then we're pressing into the right palm on the mat to press ourselves into that shoulder opening twist. So we're opening up the left front shoulder and pectoral region. If you want something even deeper, you can bend the left elbow so that your arm is in a goalpost variation. And same thing, placing the foot behind you. And we're just stretching that inner left shoulder. Take deep breaths here. Take one more inhale breath through the nose. And then as you exhale, we're going to slowly roll back to center off of that left shoulder and take the right arm out to the side. So same thing, right arm straight out, palm facing down, either with the left or with the right arm straight or bent in a goalpost position. Take the left palm and place it right next to your rib and start to press up so that you can roll onto that left shoulder. So I'm going to turn it this way. So we're here and we're rolling onto our right hip, onto the right shoulder. Maybe you place that the left sole of your foot behind the right knee. Rest the right ear on the ground. If you want a little bit of a deeper variation, you can bend that right elbow to make that goalpost position with your arm. And take deep breaths here. Last breath in and out through the nose. And then release back to center. We're rolling back onto our belly. Take both of your palms at your ribs. Take your elbows and pull them together towards the center of your body. Pull your shoulder blades together. Press into the tops of your feet and roll the pinky side edge of your feet down toward the mat. Lift your kneecaps off of the mat. Press your pubic bone into the mat. Take an inhale breath through the nose and exhale everything out. Inhale, lift your chest and your shoulders off of the mat using the strength of your back, little to no weight in your hands. Just a cobra to start. So press into the tops of the feet. We're in low cobra or baby cobra. Neck is straight, chin is slightly tucked, gaze is at the top of your mat. Take one more inhale breath. See if you can lift up a little bit higher. And then exhale, release your forehead back down to the mat. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, lift your shoulders, lift your chest off of the mat, little cobra. Gaze is at the front of your mat, chin is slightly tucked. Little to no weight in the palms. Take one more deep breath here through the nose. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the kneecaps and the quads up. And then exhale, release, forehead back down to the mat. Press into the palms to push yourself up to tabletop position. So we're stacking shoulders right over the wrists and hips right over the knees. On your inhale breath, drop your belly low, lift your tailbone, pull your chest through your shoulders, broaden at the collarbone, and tip your chin up towards the ceiling. As you exhale, tuck your tailbone towards your knees, pull your low belly in, puff the upper back up, press into the palms to puff the upper back and tuck your chin into your chest. Inhale, drop the belly low, lift the chin, lift the chest, lift the tailbone. And then exhale, round and curl. Really exaggerate these movements as you inhale. And then as you exhale, rounding and curling. One more time through. Inhale, cow, dropping the belly low, lifting the chin, lifting the chest. And then exhale, round and curl. Inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Start to reach your right arm forward, like you're shaking somebody's hand in front of you. And then start to reach your left leg back. So opposite hand, opposite leg, opposite arm. Flex the left foot so that you're stamping the wall behind you. Pull your belly and your navel towards your spine. Cinch your ribs together. Lift through the inner thigh of the left leg. Press firmly into that left palm. Spread the left fingertips as wide as they go. Reach forward and back. Find length and extension. One more deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, place the right palm down on the mat. We're going to take that left leg out to the side, right in line with our right knee. So the inside edge of our left foot is flat on the mat. We're going to start to walk up and rise, reaching the arms up towards the ceiling. Clasp your hands and release the pointer finger and the thumb so you have this sort of like steeple grip.
Finger guns.
Finger guns. Reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Press the right hip flexor towards the front of your mat and take your tailbone down towards your heels. Pull your belly in towards your spine and cinch your ribs together. Take an inhale breath and reach up a little bit higher. And then as you exhale, you're going to tip over towards your extended left leg. So we're finding a side body stretch in that right side. Inhale through the nose and exhale out. Inhale to find a little bit more length, reaching up even higher. And then exhale a little bit deeper towards the left. Take one more deep breath through the nose. And then as you exhale, we're going to rise back up to center, release the grip of the hands. Take your hands to your hips and start to toe heel your foot towards the front of your mat so that we're coming into a low lunge position. You may need a blanket underneath your right knee if this is uncomfortable for your knee. I'm actually going to put one under there as well. So we're in a low lunge position. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Actually, take your hands to your hips to start. See if you can drop your left hip down and push your right hip forward to see if you can square your hips towards the front of the room. And I want you to see if you can make 90-degree angles with both of your legs. So rather than sinking deeply into the pelvis this way, see if we can get the pelvis straight and aligned with the rest of our spine. We want to pull our front hip bones up towards our shoulders and take our tailbone down towards our heels. So we have a neutral flat pelvis rather than tilted forward. Then take your arms up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale breath and just reach up as high as you can, but take the shoulders out of the ears. So rather than shrugging the shoulders into the ears, peel the shoulder blades down the back. Take one more deep breath in through the nose. And then as you exhale, we're going to start to tip forward and place that right palm on the inside of your left foot. Reach the left arm up towards the ceiling. We're finding a nice little twist. So open up the shoulders towards that bent knee. See if you can broaden the collarbone. Drop your shoulder blades down your back. to create space between the ears and the shoulders. Feel the opening in the inner left thigh and the outer right thigh. Take one more deep breath through the nose. Reach the left hand a little bit higher in space. And then exhale, plant your left hand on the mat. We're just gonna step back that right foot or left foot and back into tabletop pose. Start to reach your right arm forward on your inhale breath, and then reach your left leg back. I think this is, oh, I'm sorry, no, opposite. Start to reach your left arm forward, my bad, and your right arm back, or right leg back in space. Sorry, I'm really messing with this morning. So right arm, I'm going to transfer. Left arm forward, right leg back. Pull your belly in towards your spine. Spread your right fingertips wide. Press out of the palm, out of the mat. Flex that right foot. Lift through the inner right thigh. See if you can drop the right hip so that it's in line with the left. Reach your left arm as far forward as you can. Take one more deep breath through the nose. And then as you exhale, place the left palm onto the mat. We're going to take our right leg out to the side in line with the left knee. Walk your fingertips back and rise. Reach your arms up towards the ceiling. Take that, interlace your fingers and release the pointer finger and the thumb. On your inhale breath, reach your arms really high up towards the ceiling. Press the left hip bone forward and take your tailbone down towards your heels. Take an inhale breath, find a little bit more length, and then as you exhale, we're tipping over towards the right leg, opening up the left side body. Inhaling through the nose and exhaling out. Inhale through the nose and exhale out. One more breath, inhale. And then exhale, come back to center. Release the grip of the arms and start to toe heel your right foot out towards the front of your mat. We're finding that low lunge. So again, we want 90-degree angles with your legs. See if you can press your hip bones towards the front of the room and lift them up towards your shoulders and take your tailbone down towards your left knee. Find a little bit of length here. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, we're going to start to reach our arms forward. Place the left palm on the inside of the right foot and reach the right arm up towards the ceiling. Open up the shoulders to face the right side of the room. See if you can broaden the collarbones. And then take that left shoulder away from the ear. See if you can spin your bicep towards the front of your mat. Soft bend in the elbow. Reach your right arm as high as it goes. Take one more deep breath here. And then exhale, release. Right palm comes down, knee comes back, knees go wide, the toes come to touch together and sit back in the child's pose. So arms come as far forward as they go. Rest your forehead on the mat or on a pillow. And take a deep inhale breath. And a deep exhale. Inhale, rise, almost up to tabletop. Tuck your back toes under. Your arms should be farther out forward. So rather than shoulders right over the wrists, the wrists are definitely a lot farther forward. So we're tucking our back toes under. We're going to start to lift our knees to straighten them and press back in a downward facing dog. Sink your chest back towards your thighs. Press firmly into the palms. Spread the fingertips wide. The palms should be shoulder width distance apart. Spin your biceps up towards the ceiling and your triceps down towards the mat. Sink your heels as far down to the mat as they will go. They do not need to be touching. And then you can just start by pedaling out your feet, bending one knee at a time, opening up the hamstrings and the quads. Pull your belly towards your spine and draw your ribs together. Ears should be in line with the biceps.
And see if you can create a little bit more space between the ears and the shoulders by pulling the shoulder blades up towards your tailbone. Find a little bit of stillness. And take a deep inhale breath. And then as you exhale, walk your feet towards the front of the mat. Take your feet hips width distance apart, so that's about 2 fists in between, fists together in between your feet. Bend into the knees and just let your chest rest on your thighs. Grab opposite elbows and let your upper body hang super heavy. Maybe you sway side to side to start. Squeeze the glutes together so that you find a little bit of support from that part of your body. Weight is more in the ball mound of the balls of the feet and into the toes. If you can get your hips over your heels. Take one more deep inhale breath. And big exhale. Inhale, start to rise, just come up halfway. Place the palms on the shins, find a flat back. Take an inhale breath here. And then exhale, take your hands into prayer at your heart, bend your knees, and with a flat back, rise all the way to standing. On your inhale breath, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And on the exhale, bend the knees slightly. We're going to fold all the way forward. So either bowing forward or swan diving down. On your inhale breath, come into that halfway lift. And as you exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back into a high plank position. So 2 options here. You can either lower the knees, lower all the way down to the belly, untuck the back toes, and come into that cobra position from earlier, pressing back into into tabletop, and then downward facing dog. Or from high plank, you shift your shoulders forward past your fingertips, come onto the tiptoes of your feet, and then lower halfway into a tricep chaturanga push-up. Elbows are in line with the shoulders, so don't let the shoulders dip below the elbows. Untuck the back toes, peel your chest forward, upward facing. Pressing into the tops of the feet and lifting the kneecaps up off of the mat. And then using the strength of your core, pressing back, downward facing dog, flipping your feet along the way. So 2 options for that sun salutation A. Let's take a deep inhale breath through the nose. And a deep exhale breath out. That smells amazing. Smells so good. Inhale breath. And exhale out. Inhale, come up onto your tippy toes. And then as you exhale, we're going to bend the knees and sit the ribs on the thighs. So we're coming to sort of sit seated on our thighs. And we're going to look forward. At the end of our exhale, we're going to step and walk or jump up towards the front of our mat. Inhale, breath, come into that halfway lift. Find a flat back. And then as you exhale, we're folding forward. Inhale, press into the tops of the feet, squeeze the glutes, lift the belly off of the thighs, start to reach forward and up, rise all the way up, arms come up overhead. And then as you exhale, hands come through center in front of your heart. Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. Maybe you look up this time. And then as you exhale, fold forward, swan dive, down, bow down, whatever you want to do. Inhale, come into that halfway lift. And then as you exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back into high plank, and then move through your variation, lowering either all the way down to your belly or halfway down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. And then exhale back to downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths here, in and out through the nose. Last breath, inhale. Come up onto the tippy toes, bend the knees, sit your hips low, look forward, and at the end of your exhale, either step or walk or hop up towards the front of your mat. Inhale, breath, come into that halfway lift, find a flat back, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, rise to standing, sweep the arms all the way up to the sky, and then exhale, hands come through prayer in front of your heart. Let's do that one more time.
Inhale, sweep the arms overhead. And then exhale, bow forward all the way down. Inhale, come up halfway. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat, step back, high plank. Lowering all the way or halfway. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 3 deep breaths, in and out through the nose. Last breath on the inhale, come up onto the tippy toes, bend in the front knee, or bend into the knees, look forward. At the end of your exhale, step, jump, or hop, or walk up towards the front of your mat. Inhale, breath, come into that halfway lift, and then exhale, fold forward. Inhale, bend the knees, squeeze the glutes, squeeze the core, rise all the way up to standing. And then exhale, hands come through center in front of your heart. Okay, on your inhale breath, reach your arms up towards the ceiling, and then exhale, we're folding forward. Inhale, rise, halfway lift. Exhale, plant your hands, step back into plank pose. This time we're lowering all the way down to our belly. Untuck the back toes. Hands are at the ribs. Pull your elbows and your shoulder blades together. On your inhale breath, come into a cobra. Lift your shoulders, peel your chest off of the mat. Little to no weight in the palms. Take an inhale breath, and then exhale, release. Start to walk your chest and your hands a little bit over to the right. Take an inhale breath through the nose, and an exhale. Inhale, we're lifting into cobra, but a little bit towards the right. So we're activating the right back muscles, the right core back muscles. And then exhale, release the forehead down. We're going to walk over towards the left. Take an inhale breath, and exhale out. Inhale, lift into cobra, and we're again activating the left side this time. So you should feel this in the left back core muscles. And then exhale, release the forehead down, come back to center. And then tuck your toes under. You can either come through tabletop position to downward facing dog, or you can press back up into high plank and then downward dog. On your inhale breath, reach your right leg towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, take your right knee to your right elbow. And hold. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, take it back into that 3-legged dog. Exhale, take your knee into your chest. Hold, take an inhale breath. And then exhale, take it back, 3-legged dog. Inhale. And then exhale, knee to left elbow, crossing it underneath. Inhale, breath. And then exhale, take it back into 3-legged dog. Okay, fun little transition here from 3-legged dog. You're going to take your leg out wide, and we're going to step into a high lunge, but without taking our knee towards our chest. So you're taking your leg out wide as you can, shifting your shoulders forward, and seeing if you can place your foot on the ground that way. So that's a lot of core work. That's a lot of hip strength, glute strength. We're just going to try it. So 3-legged dog, you start to shift your shoulders forward, take your leg out wide, and then place it on the mat into a low lunge. And we're in low lunge. We're going to sweep our arms up towards the ceiling for high lunge. Take an inhale breath, and an exhale out. Start to feel that opening in the left hip flexor. Inhale through the nose, and exhale out. Start to reach forward and place your fingertips flat on the mat. We're going to straighten the front leg on our inhale breath, and as we exhale, we'll bend back into a low lunge. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. And exhale, bend the knee. Rise back up for high lunge. This time we're going to straighten that front leg again. We're going to turn our toes to face the side of our mat. Turn our toes out and our heels in, and we're finding goddess pose. So sit your hips low. See if you can, with rather than sitting like this, see if you can draw your belly in Take your shoulders above your hips as much as possible. Take your tailbone down towards your heels. See if you can sit up straight. Pull your belly towards your spine. So we're in goddess pose. And then take your arms out like goalpost arms. On your inhale breath, you're going to take your right knee to your right elbow. Exhale, take it back to center. Left knee to left elbow. This is a killer. Right knee to right elbow. And move with your breath. Exhale as you come up. Inhale as you go down. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, go down. Couple more. Inhale. Exhale, come down. Inhale, right knee to right elbow. Let's do this one more time. Squeeze the glutes, squeeze the thighs, and then straighten the legs. Release the hands to your thighs. Turn your toes towards the front of your mat. Take your hands to your shoulders and start to hinge forward for a wide-legged forward fold. So see if you can get the weight into the toes here and the inner edges of your feet. See if you can get your hips over your heels, and then you can place your fingertips on the mat, on the floor. Take them at your ankles, anything you want. Take a slight micro bend into the knees and squeeze your outer hips and your glutes together. Take an inhale breath and an exhale out. Inhale, slowly start to rise halfway. Take your hands to your hips. Take an inhale breath. And then exhale, we're rising all the way back up. We're going to turn our right foot to face the front of the mat and then release the back heel. So we're back into that high lunge. Let's make sure that yeah, okay. And then reach the arms up towards the ceiling. Find a little bit of bounce here just to stretch out that left hip flexor a little bit more. And then exhale, plant your hands on either side of your right foot, stepping back into that high plank. And then your variation, so either lowering all the way down or halfway. Inhale, upward facing or cobra. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, so that's one side. We're going to move through that a few times with some additional add-ons here and there. On your inhale breath, reach your left leg towards the ceiling. As you exhale, take your left knee to your left elbow. Hold here, inhale. Exhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Inhale, take your knee into your chest. Exhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Inhale, take your left knee to your right elbow, cross it underneath you. And then exhale, take it back, three-legged dog. And then we're gonna do that funky transition where we take our leg out wide and try to step our left foot next to our left hand, all while staying on top of our palms and on our right toes. So we're shifting our shoulders forward, taking our leg out wide. This is a lot of core strength, a lot of hip strength, and then step it into low lunge. Take an inhale breath in low lunge. Find your position here. Find your stance with your feet. And then exhale, we're going to straighten that front leg for pyramid. Inhale, bend the front knee. And then exhale, straighten the leg. Inhale, bend. And then exhale, straighten. Inhale, bend the knee. You're going to rise all the way up. Straighten the front leg, and then we're going to turn to face the side of our mat once again. Take your toes out wide. We're finding goddess pose. Okay, so sit your hips low. Pull your belly in towards your spine. See if you can get your shoulders right over your hips. Your knees should be pointed in the same exact direction as your second toe. Arms come into that goalpost position. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, right knee to right elbow to right knee. We're working the obliques here. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Inhale up. Right elbow to right knee. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Squeeze the glutes. Exhale. Inhale. Never thought that I'd be saying squeeze your glutes in a yoga class, but I am. Two more. Inhale or exhale as you go down. Inhale as you come up. Exhale, left knee to left elbow. Inhale, come up. Last round. And last. Exhale. Woo. And inhale, come up. Straighten the legs. Place your hands on your hips. Turn your toes forward.
hinge at the hips to lower all the way down into that wide-legged forward fold. Place your hands wherever you want to put them on the mat, on your ankles. And just let your neck hang heavy. Take your shoulders out of your ears so that you can totally relax the neck and let it hang heavy. Squeeze your outer hips together, your glutes together. Press into the inner edges of your feet. Weight is more on the toes. Inhale, start to rise halfway. Take the hands on your hips. And then as you exhale, we're standing all the way up. Turn your left toes forward. We're coming into the high lunge again. So we're turning our toes forward to the front of our mat. So we're in a high lunge position. Arms come up overhead. Find a little bit of balance here. Take an inhale. And then as you exhale, plant your hands on either side of your left foot. Step back into high plank. And then move through your variation. Lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, reach your right leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, take your right knee to your right elbow. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, take your right knee to your left elbow. Cross it underneath you. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. And then we're going to take our leg out wide as we shift our shoulders forward. Lifting as high as we can, and waiting to the last minute to place that right foot on the mat. As we inhale, straighten the front leg, and then exhale, sink your hips low, bend into the front knee. Inhale, straighten the front leg, exhale, bend into the front knee. Inhale, straighten, exhale, bend the knee, rise for high lunge. Take an inhale breath. And as you exhale, straighten the front leg. We're turning our toes to the side of the mat. Arms come into that gold pose position. Turn your toes out. Sit into goddess pose. Here we are again. Right knee to right elbow as you exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, left elbow to left knee. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. Inhale, and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Two more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, last one. Inhale up, and then exhale down. Inhale, come back up, straighten the legs, hands on the hips, turn your toes forward. Hinge at the hips, bend down, forward fold. Inhale through the nose. Weight is in the toes. Squeeze the outer hips. And exhale out. Inhale, come into that halfway lift, hands on the hips. And then exhale, we're rising all the way up. Turn your toes forward. We're coming into a high lunge. Find a little bit of buoyancy here. And we're going to add on here. So arms come up overhead. Start to reach forward. We're just at a 45-degree angle to start. So the right glute should be firing up here. Straight back leg. Reach the heel back towards the back of your mat. Peel your belly off of your right thigh. And hold here for 3, 2, 1. And then place the left palm on the inside of your right foot. Sweep your right arm up towards the ceiling. We're finding that high lunge twist. I'm sorry, low lunge twist. One more time. And breathe here. Take one more deep inhale breath. And then as you exhale, you're going to roll onto the outer edge of your left foot and the outer edge of your right foot. We're pressing out of the left palm, and you're going to stack your right foot on top of the left for side plank on the left. Option to drop the knee if this is pretty difficult for you. So you're dropping the left knee down to support you, or for an extra challenge, we're just stacking our feet. For an even bigger challenge, lift the right leg. Totally up to you. And we're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to plank pose. And then move through your variation, lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhale, upward facing. And then exhale, downward facing. Inhale, lift your left leg up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, take your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to chest. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. And then exhale, knee to left knee to right elbow. And then exhale, take it back. And then we're swinging that leg around, shifting our shoulders forward onto or over our wrists, and then stepping our left foot down, high lunge. Inhale, straighten the front leg, and then exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, straighten the leg, and exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten, and exhale, bend. Rise up to standing on the high lunge. Take an inhale breath. And then we're going to exhale, straighten that front leg, and turn our toes to face the side of our mat. Hands come goalpost arms. Turn your toes out, sit down into goddess pose. And here we are again. Inhale, breath. Exhale, right elbow to right knee. See if you can come all the way down. Inhale, breath up, and then exhale all the way down. If you haven't noticed, we are working our side a lot, and we're working our back a lot. Inhale, exhale, down. Inhale, exhale. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Last round, inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Inhale, rise, straighten the legs, hands to the hips. Turn your toes forward, hinge forward, forward fold. Woo! Inhale, breath through the nose. And exhale out. Inhale through the nose. And then exhale, slowly start to rise into that halfway lift. Place your hands on your hips. Take an inhale breath. And then as you exhale, we're rising up to standing. Turn your toes forward to the front of your mat. Left foot should be forward. On your inhale breath, reach your arms up towards the ceiling. And then as you exhale, we're going to hinge forward, 45-degree angle. See if you can draw that right hip forward. Peel your low belly off of your thigh. Reach your arms forward. Take your shoulder blades down your back, shoulders away from the ears. One more deep breath here. Long, straight back leg. And then as you exhale, place your right palm down on the mat and lift your left arm up towards the sky for a low lunge twist. Inhale, breath through the nose. And exhale out. On your next inhale, you're going to roll onto the outer edge of the right foot and stack your left leg on top of the right for side plank on the right side. You can always drop that right knee down. We're here for an extra challenge. You can lift that left leg up. Take an inhale breath through the nose. We're holding for 5. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to high plank and then move through your variation. Inhale, upward facing or low cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, breath through the nose. And exhale out. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. We're going to move through that one more time, just a little bit faster. Inhale, reach your right arm or right leg up towards the sky. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale, take it back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to right or to chest. Inhale, take it back, 3-legged dog. Exhale, right knee to left elbow. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, step it through, low lunge. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the front knee. Inhale, straighten the front leg. Exhale, bend the knee. One more time, inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend. And then inhale, rise up, high lunge. Exhale, straighten the front knee and then turn to face the side of your mat. Toes come out wide. Hands sink down into goddess pose. Arms are in goalpost. Inhale, breath here. And then exhale over to the right. Inhale, straighten. Exhale to the left. Inhale and exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale up. Straighten the legs. Turn your toes forward. Hands come to the hips. Hinge forward, forward fold. Inhale through the nose. And exhale out. Inhale, come into that halfway lift. Hands come on the hips. And then exhale, rise all the way up to standing. Turn your toes to face the front of your mat. So right foot comes forward. Arms come up overhead, high lunge. Take an inhale breath. As you exhale, start to hinge forward. Place the left palm down on the mat. Reach the right arm up towards the sky for that high lunge twist. Low lunge twist, sorry. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, roll onto the outer edge of your left foot. And then we're stacking our right leg on top, or option to lower the left knee down. And we're holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back to plank pose. And then moving through your variation, lowering halfway or all the way down. Inhaling upward for low cobra, and then exhaling into downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left arm or left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, take your left knee to your left elbow. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to chest. Inhale, take it back, three-legged dog. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, cross it underneath. Inhale, take it back. Exhale, step it. Oh, we're taking our leg all the way around. I skipped that on the other side, huh? High lunge. Straighten the front leg on your inhale breath. Bend the knee as you exhale. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, bend the knee, rise. High lunge. Take an inhale breath. Exhale, straighten that front leg. Turn your toes to face the side of the mat. Arms come into that goalpost. Toes turn out wide, sit into goddess pose. Take an inhale breath. Exhale to the right. Inhale up. Exhale to the left. Inhale. And exhale down. Inhale. Exhale. See if you can sit your hips a little bit lower. Exhale to the right. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale. Exhale to the right. Inhale. And exhale to the left. Inhale, rise. Straighten the legs. Turn your toes forward. Hands come on the hips and hinge forward. Forward fold. Inhale, take a deep breath in through the nose. And then exhale, come into that halfway lift. Inhale, breath. And then rise to standing. Inhale, we're going to turn our toes to face the front of the room. Left foot forward, high lunge. Arms come up overhead. Take an inhale. Exhale, start to slowly hinge forward. Left or right arm comes down on the inside edge of our left foot. Left arm sweeps up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale breath through the nose. And then as you exhale, we're going to roll onto the outer edge of our right foot, stack that left leg on top for side plank. Option to drop that right knee down, option to lift the left leg for an extra challenge. And we're holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back to plank and then move through your variation. Inhaling into your back bend. And this time we're just going to come back to child's pose. So take your knees out wide, toes are touching. Chest sinks down in between thighs, forehead rests on the mat. And find your breath. Take one more deep inhale breath. And then as you exhale, we're coming into tabletop position with our forearms down, and we're just going to walk our forearms forward a little bit farther and slide our knees back. We're coming into Sphinx pose. So the shoulders should be right over the elbows, tops of the feet on the mat with your pinky toes spinning down. Press the pubic bone into the mat, and then draw your palms of your forearms back towards your rib cage. So pull your chest through. Shoulders sink away from the ears, broaden at the collarbones. Chin is in line with the floor. Deep breaths here. One last breath through the nose. And then as you exhale, you're going to slide your arms straight out in front of you. Rest your forehead on the mat, and then you're going to roll over onto your back. And so we're on our back, and you need to adjust yourself so that you're back on your mat. And then grab a pillow, like preferably a firmer pillow. And we're coming onto our back. We're going to place the soles of our feet flat on the mat, hips width distance apart. You have your pillow in your hand. See if you can scoot your tailbone down towards your heels so that if you reach down for your heels, you can graze them with your fingertips. And you're going to take the pillow in your hand. You're going to press into the press into the feet so that you can lift your hips off of the mat and place that pillow right at your sacrum. So this is not your low back. It's not on your butt, but it's right right above your tailbone on the bony part of your low back. So not on your lumbar spine, but the bony part of your low back, your sacrum. So we have a pillow underneath there. Hopefully it's a firm one. And then take your arms out by your side for now, and then we're just going to take 3 deep breaths here in supported bridge. At the end of your exhale, see if you can straighten that left leg forward and rest the heel on the mat. You should feel a nice opening in the left hip flexor. If you do not, start to draw that right knee in and grab the right knee with your right hand. Straighten and extend through the heel of your left foot. So I want the whole left leg engaged here. So flex the left foot and really, really extend through the heel. See if you can pull the heel farther forward. If you still want to feel a little bit more in that left hip flexor, take your right knee towards your right elbow, your right armpit. So sort of out to the side. So this should be a really nice opening in that left hip flexor. And we're breathing here for 5 breaths. Last breath here. Slowly start to return back to center. Bend the left knee. Place the left foot flat on the mat. And then release that right leg straight out in front of you, resting the right heel down on the mat. Flex the right foot. Really extend through the heel towards the bottom of your mat. If this is enough and you feel a nice deep opening in the right hip flexor, just stay here. If you want a little bit more, draw that left knee in. Grab the left knee with your left hand and pull your left knee towards your chest. If
You should feel more when you engage the whole right leg and you extend through the right heel. If you want even more, take that left knee towards your left armpit, out towards the side. And we're holding for 5 breaths. One more breath here. And then slowly start to make your way back to center. Bend the right knee, place the foot flat on the mat, and then release the left leg. Place that on the mat as well. You're going to press into the feet to lift your hips off of the pillow, remove it from underneath you. Just very, very slowly lower your hips and your sacrum all the way back down. Start to take your knees into your chest, and then take your knees out towards your armpits. Reach down on the outer edges of your legs for your the outer edges of your feet with your hands, and then see if you can take your legs, your feet over your knees. Press your tailbone into the mat as much as you can, and then take your knees even wider out towards your armpits for happy baby pose. And then maybe you start to rock side to side. See if you can work that tailbone down towards the mat. Happy baby. Take another deep breath here. And then exhale, release. Draw your knees back to your chest. Take your arms out wide, and then drop your knees over to the right for a nice little twist. If you find that your left shoulder is lifted off the mat, place a pillow underneath your knees. And see if you can pull your left hip farther down towards your feet to extend and lengthen the spine in this twist. Take a few deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And then slowly start to make your way back to center. Knees come into the chest, and then drop them over to the left. And again, if your right shoulder comes off of the mat at all, place a pillow underneath your knees. And take a couple nice deep breaths here. One more deep breath. And as you exhale, take your knees back to center. Take them into your chest. Wrap your arms around your shins and take your chin and your forehead towards your knees. Give yourself a nice final squeeze. Maybe rock side to side one more time. And then release into that final Shavasana, final resting pose. So legs come straight out in front of you. Outer edges of your feet drop down towards the mat. Arms are out towards your sides with the palms facing up. Lift the shoulders off of the mat and pull the shoulder blades together underneath you so that you can broaden at the chest. And then lift your tailbone off of the mat and tuck that underneath you so you're resting a little bit more on your sacrum. And you can release the low back. And close your eyes. And let go of any breath control. So just an easy, natural breath. And feel your body start to sink into the mat. If you're holding on to any tension in any parts of the body, release and relax. Unclench the jaw, unfurrow the brow. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth and let it settle on the back of your throat. Lips are slightly parted. And enjoy this final resting pose, Shavasana. I recommend that you stay here for at least 5 minutes and enjoy all the benefits of this practice.
Just want to thank you for joining me this morning, and really just stay here as long as you can. I'm just going to mute the video and shut the camera off, but just stay here as long as you can. Thank you.